This is the Jerry Hicks Show, your home for common sense content 5 nights a week, right here on the Censored Freedom Network. Now, here is your host, Jerry Hicks.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us this evening. It is an absolute honor and a pleasure to have you all here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to get into tonight. Mainly, we're going to be talking about the not-so-intelligent agencies of the United States. That's going to be our main focus, with a couple extra stories coming in here and there, of course. But before we do get into all of the late-breaking news of the day, folks, do make sure, if you haven't already, that you subscribe over on BitChute, on Rumble, on X, on YouTube, and follow us over on the Tickety Talk. Of course, we just post pieces of these shows over there, so you're going to get the whole shows everywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a member of the Censored Freedom Network on X. Make sure you check us out over there on the X platform as well. Make sure you follow, sub, whatever the case may be, on whatever platform you may be on. With that said, folks, let's hop on into the news rack and see what we have waiting for us today. Looks like we start out with our Doge report, folks, and the Doge report is definitely got quite a bit in it. Today, the federal government exceeds $100 million in annual rent savings through cancellations of 250-plus vacant or underutilized leases, totaling 3 million-plus square feet. With 7,250 current leases, there's plenty of office space available for the current workforce. So, ladies and gentlemen, savings exceeding $100 million right there, just in those contracts alone. The audit was repeated at the Department of Labor. Initial results: 300. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me back up here. So we need to go back in time and actually start out. Where are we at here? Here we go. Agency Efficiency Leaderboard. Competition is on. Did another contract upload. More than 2,000 contract terminations now listed on the Doge site. U.S. taxpayers dollars were going to be spent on the following items. We'll come back to the other one here in just a second. $69 million for the Eurasia Foundation to do digital transformational activity in Europe. $69 million to Europe for something that sounds absolutely pointless. $32 million to Internews. You guys remember we talked about the Internews. Those are the main propaganda people that are trying to go out and train journalists, remember. They were trying to create basically a one-voice propaganda machine. $32 million to them for programs including media enabling democracy, inclusion, and accountability in Moldova. Again, why any of our money is going to Moldova, I don't understand. And the promotion of sustainable media outlets, also known as propaganda machines. $7 million for the American Bar Association to promote the resilience of the Eurasian legal sector and civic society. Folks, you can't make this shit up. $7 million for our lawyers to teach Eurasians legality in a place that doesn't even practice the same kind of law. What the hell are we doing? $520 million for a consultant to do ESG investments in Africa. Yeah, you heard that one right. And mobilize private sector resources and expertise. $25 million to promote biodiversity conservation and promote illicit livelihoods. What? That sounds just like a bunch of words jumbled together. Promote biodiversity conservation. So it's Green New Deal garbage. By developing socially responsible behaviors in Colombia. Again, why the hell is our money going out of this country? $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. It don't even say where that one's at. I'm going to assume that's here. $42 million for Johns Hopkins to research and drive social and behavioral change in Uganda. So much wrong with that sentence right there that I can't even begin to break it down, ladies and gentlemen. Johns Hopkins University to research and drive social behavior change in Uganda. That sounds like MK Ultra in Uganda. Let's be honest. $45 million to address the needs, opportunities, and challenges identified by activists and other civic actors engaged in nonviolent collective action. What? Am I the dumb one, or does this just sound like a bunch of words jumbled together to make it sound important? And that was $45 million. Once again, $52 million for the World Economic Forum, ladies and gentlemen. We all know what the World Economic Forum is about. And what they are about is destroying sovereignty and creating globalism. Okay, so agencies have often more software license than employees, and the licenses are often idle. For example, at the GSA with 13,000 employees, there are 37,000 WinZip licenses. Remember, these are all being paid for. 19,000 training software subscriptions and multiple parallel training software platforms. So not only are there multiple platforms, you got multiple subscriptions to them. $7,500 project management software seats for a division of 5,500 employees. Where's the other 2,000 people for the seats? 3 different ticketing systems running in parallel. Fixes are actively in work. And he follows that up with what we were just about to read a second ago. 380 Microsoft 365 licenses with 0 users. 128 Microsoft Teams conference rooms licenses, only installed in 30 rooms. 250 VS Code licenses, only using 33. 129 Photoshop licenses, only using 22. 5 cybersecurity licenses, each with 20,000 seats. DOL headcount is only 15,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, this massive amount of waste is just from the last day. On the 24th of February, as reported, Social Security Administration completed a software audit and found 4 redundant survey tools ranging from $118,000 to $1.8 million a year, paying for 10,000 UiPath licenses, only using 5,000. Paying for 20,000 Tableau licenses, or tablet, I'm not sure, only using 11,500. Folks, they are scraping and clawing back so much wasted money that has been lost in this country thanks to horrible politicians, honestly. I told you we'd be talking about the intelligence agencies, or the lack of intelligence agencies here in this country, folks. CNN and the CIA have basically given us a threat in this country. CNN warns that intelligence employees who get the axe are valuable, and those same employees will sell national secrets if fired. Are they valuable, or would they turn on this country? Right? The propaganda press is trying to convince you of both. According to the Federalist editor-in-chief, Molly Hemingway, an amazing person. If you aren't following her over on X, I highly, highly suggest you do. On the CIA's 7th floor, home to top leadership, some officers are quietly discussing how mass firings and buyouts already offered a staff risk. Buyouts offered to staff risk creating. I wish they would put this in the right punctuation. Risk creating a group of disgruntled former employees who might be motivated to take what they know to a foreign intelligence agency. Ladies and gentlemen, if we have people working in our country for these intelligence agencies, and they would sell our secrets to another country, they probably don't need to be working at the intelligence agencies. What they did is the CIA kind of, leaked it to CNN that this could happen. A threat to Trump and the American people. If you buck the status quo, if you do anything to the CIA, we'll run and tell other countries our secrets. Folks, if we find these CIA agents doing this, do you remember what the penalty for treason is in the Constitution? Because I do. Folks, I don't believe for a second that most of these guys would do it. And the ones that wouldn't need Trump to do anything for them to sell our country out anyway. Our politicians already have. Look at Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the whole lot of them. Folks, this is a deep state threat to the American people. cut our funding and find out what happens. Cut our funding and we'll turn against you. The same people that killed Kennedy. The same people that have done everything they can to hurt this country in the last God knows how long. We know the last 4 years for sure, if not longer. Folks, the CIA needs to be dismantled, ripped into 1,000 pieces, and shed to the wind. They don't need to exist, especially if they're going to threaten the president and the American people like this. We'll sell your secrets to other people if you don't do what we want. Those are called terrorists, ladies and gentlemen. The CIA just performed a terrorist activity. Can we get somebody to look into them? Of course not. They're the CIA. Can somebody get that to Kash Patel? FBI files on Epstein allegedly being deleted. A whistleblower has alleged. Now, take this with a grain of sand because this is one of those anonymous sources, right? That the FBI is deleting files related to Epstein's case, sparking discussion on social media and pressure from Rep. Anna Paulina Luna's task force, which we come to next. Anna Paulina Luna has been working with Pam Bondi, some say arguing, over getting this out. Now, folks, remember, they have 45 days to release this information, not 14. We need to give them time to do what they've got to do. At the 45-day mark, then we need to start screaming and yelling, where is this stuff at? Epstein files set for release, Alina Habba says D.C. should panic. Alina Habba, counselor to President Donald Trump, issued a stark warning during a recent interview, signaling that explosive revelations could soon emerge regarding the Epstein network. Habba addressed the potential implications of these revelations, saying now they are going to panic because they don't want anyone to know who was on Epstein's island, who was a pedo, who is probably still sitting in D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get a lot of information. A lot of information about JFK, a lot of information about RFK, about MLK, about UFOs, about Epstein, about Diddy. Folks, the president wants all of this to be released. And you can bet it's going to happen. I don't think there's such thing as quick enough. Oh, and also the 911 files. Those will be being released too. I don't think there's such thing as quick enough. Right? Here we go. This is the story I thought I had further up the line. Anna Paulina Luna calls out AG Pam Bondi for allegedly stonewalling on the release of these files. I don't believe she's stonewalling at all, folks. I think she's using the time she has to get these files together. She requested a briefing for the task force on February 26 regarding JFK files and another on March 17th for the RFK and MLK assassination records. Luna also formally asked for a specific timeline on when documents Trump ordered declassified would be made available to both the task force as well as the public. Additionally, on February 11th, House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer joined Rep. Luna in demanding briefings from various agencies on multiple classified matters, including C-19, UAPs, 911, and the full unredacted Epstein list. Folks, give it time. This stuff's coming out. Headlines like this, I think, is just clickbait. Do not let it pull the party apart. This is garbage. There is no infighting, and this is what the left is going to use to say, oh, see, they're fighting. They're fighting about it. It's infighting. No, that's not what we need. But D.C. definitely should be panicked. Kash Patel launches investigation into James Comey's honeypot operation, the secret one, involving 2 undercover agents who targeted Trump's 2016 campaign. So what he did is sent 2 very, very pretty ladies to try to weasel their way into the Trump campaign, honeypots, if you will. Of course, this was caught, this was exposed, and now is being looked into by Kash Patel. Folks, this is going to lead to Russia. This is going to lead to the dirty FBI, the dirty CIA, the dirty intelligence agencies that have been working against this country and our president for so very long. I don't know about you. I am super, super excited about this. What do we have up next in the news rack? GOP congressman drafting articles of impeachment against Biden judge who strong-armed Trump, ordered admin to pay foreign contracts by midnight tomorrow. So, not going to lie, I thought this read differently against Biden and judge who, so that's my fault. I grabbed this article because I thought it read completely differently, but it's still good information. Republican Congressman Andy Ogles from my wonderful state of Tennessee said he is drafting articles of impeachment against Amir Ali, a Biden appointee, who just strong-armed the Trump administration and ordered them to pay foreign contracts by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. He said, I'm drafting articles of impeachment for U.S. District Judge Amir H. Ali, yet another partisan activist attempting to weaponize his position to block President Trump from cutting wasteful foreign spending. Any of these judges that want to step up for their next impeachment, help yourselves. We will gladly get you out of your office. All you got to do is try to stop President Trump, because the American people want to happen what's happening. They want the funds froze. They want Doge looking into things. They want what we are seeing. CNN panel tries to smear Dan Bongino. Scott Jennings ain't having none of it. I've actually got that pulled up over here on the next tab, folks.
Hey, address one issue. You just denigrated Bongino's law enforcement credentials. He was a cop and a Secret Service agent. You denigrated his academic credentials. He has a master's degree.
Just because he was a police officer doesn't make him qualified to run a 38,000 person, $11 billion budget agency, just like Pete Hegseth.
But you know what does? Because he
National Guardsman or everyone doesn't either. Thank you for your service.
The confidence and the pleasure of the president.
Whose judgment is terrible.
And I'm sorry that you are not yet over the outcome of the election.
No, because look at what's happening to our country. And I'll never be over it, Scott. This is dismantling our democracy in front of our eyes, and you guys are
She's doing her best to overtalk him.
Okay with it.
Who had a city that was smaller than the amount of people that live on this block, and he was the Secretary of Transportation. You had the guy who was stealing luggage. I mean, I think anyone who's defending at any point defending the Biden administration.
Look at this. This here at the bottom, this bottom part here. I can't remember what they call it. The bottom third. There we go. Took me a second. Trump taps MAGA podcaster as FBI's second in command. Ladies and gentlemen, he was a Secret Service agent. He's got college education. He was a law enforcement officer. But what is he, according to CNN? He's just some random MAGA podcaster that they decided to pull into the FBI. Like he don't have any real credentials or anything. This is the kind of misleading shit that these, I don't want to use mainstream, mocking stream media pull all the time. We've got another story coming up later of how the digital companies are getting in on this game of trying to screw the American people and put their middle finger up to the American people, because that's what this is from CNN, folks. These propagandists just put their middle finger up at you. They're trying to convince you that Dan Bongino, a man who's more than well qualified for the job, is nothing more than just a MAGA podcaster. That's all.
But this is the FBI.
So?
That's like saying they went and tapped me to go be second in command of the FBI with no training whatsoever. That's what they're trying to imply with that.
Yeah, and this is someone who has a career in law enforcement for many years.
Does Dan Bongino have the qualifications to be the second person in charge of the FBI?
Yes, he has law enforcement, he has academic, and again, let me just stress this. I've mentioned this before.
So when you stack up his credentials,
look at this. They do not want to hear what he's got to say about this at all.
Pleasure of the president. That's the political appointment.
I know that is the answer to every question, is that Donald Trump wants it, so therefore it is good.
For political appointments, yes.
But when we look at...
just like Biden had, just like any other president has.
We're talking about people who are qualified and not, and you look at his resume and compare it to Republican and Democrat nominees for that same position.
Like James Comey? Like Brennan? Like these dirty assholes that have been in charge of this thing? Really? You are not making a good point here, lady.
Is he qualified?
I mean, first of all, I'm not sure all the people that have been appointed in the past have covered themselves in glory. I mean, some of them have done a terrible job and gotten in lots of trouble.
Look,
and this is a reform-minded administration. They got outsiders.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that, do you? He started answering the question.
If I may.
Look, I want to get to, yeah. She don't want to hear the truth, folks. This is CNN doing its damnedest to turn you against Dan Bongino, to turn you against the Trump administration, to really make you think that this guy is not got any credentials at all, that he's not fit for the job, which we all know Dan Bongino is more than fit for the job. Go Scott Jennings. How this guy can sit there with that much stupidity at the table and put up with that, I don't know, because I couldn't do it. There's no way. I'd have to walk off the scene. Do you remember when CNN actually gave true news? Yeah, me neither. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, here's this next story. This pissed me off. Now, whether you like Alex Jones or not should not matter for what he's about to tell you. By the way, shout out to the Outer Light over on YouTube. I've been listening to him for easily a decade now. Probably much, much longer. But he posted this earlier today, folks. This is Apple dictation. Well, Alex will explain it. We'll show you in real time. Check this out. This should piss you off.
Gentlemen, we just caught Apple in literal subliminal brainwashing. That was Sean's term for it. He's absolutely right. This is incredible. You see more and more of this type of stuff. Charlotte, show people what you just discovered.
So if you do voice note to text and you say racist.
See that?
Racist.
You guys seen that, right? Let's see if I can actually get that to stop right on it.
See that?
Racist.
Ooh. Let me get it closer. Show people they can see that. That is insane. This is an apple?
I'm going to try to do it one more time.
Ooh. See that?
Racist.
We'll go scene by scene. Here we go.
Racist.
Ooh.
Damn it. I'm going to catch this, folks. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
See that?
Racist.
You see that, folks? There it is. There it is right there. You heard what she said. You see what it put out here. It says Trump. Clear as day. Now, mind you, I had to really stop the thing to catch it, but it shouldn't be there at all. Right? Because that's not the word she said. And then it flips to what it's supposed to be.
Let me get it closer. Show people they can see that. That is insane. This is an apple?
Racist.
You guys see that again, right?
Wow. Do it again.
Wow. You hit this voice note here, record your voice down here.
Uh-huh.
And you say, racist.
And there it is again, ladies and gentlemen. She did not touch the screen. You can tell this is straight real time. Folks, this is Apple. This is more of this digital bullshit where they're trying to influence what you think.
Wow.
Can you fucking believe that?
Now, here's the deal. Remember what Google did for 2 months after Trump got shot? They wouldn't even let you search it or find it.
Yep.
ChatGPT wouldn't let you do it.
Yep.
That's what Professor Epstein calls it, is subliminal programming. And they also do it with headlines that'll say something that's not true, but when you click.
So when you say it, or if you say it into your phone, it'll flip up Trump really quick, and whether you even register that you've seen it or not, your subconscious did see it. And you're being led to believe subconsciously that Trump's a racist, even though that is the furthest thing from the truth. Again, I don't care what you think about Alex Jones. The fact that Apple is doing this, and if you don't believe me, if you have an Apple, do it yourself. There's been all kind of videos of people doing this. Open your Apple, hit the note, as if you're going to be recording a message with your voice instead of typing it, and see what the typed words come out as. Ladies and gentlemen, that company needs to be fined, needs to be shut down, something. They need to be punished for doing shit like that. Just like Google should be punished for the search results that they manipulate all the damn time. President Trump smacks down leftist reporter with a single reminder after media hack asks a dumb question regarding him targeting people. Check this out.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith?
Excuse me, I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that. So don't talk to me about targeting.
What he said. That reporter couldn't have chosen a more stupid question to ask. This man has been targeted by the CIA, all the agencies, all the politicians. He was spied on by the previous administration before him, the Obama administration, one of the dirtiest and worst administrations in our lifetime. I said what I said. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that is hilarious as hell, him shutting down that reporter. And last but not least, folks, Trump demands construction of Biden-canceled Keystone XL pipeline. The problem is when Biden come in and canceled that contract, right? He showed a flaw. I'm going to put it like that. He showed a flaw in the business style. And that is the fact that if it can't be done within a presidential term, it may not be completed after that, right? It may be canceled. It may be a way that they could stop that again. Of course, these companies can't keep going back and forth like that, right? So there needs to be ways to put in that they would not be able to stop regardless if it was a new president or not, this project. So, for instance, a bond, right? Put it under a bond where the government would have to pay double if they canceled the project than the bond was worth. That way, no matter what, the company's not going to get screwed for taking on a government contract, which is something they shouldn't get screwed for, right? So in order to rebuild trust in these companies that need to be working here in America to build things like this Keystone XL pipeline that Biden tried to demolish and destroy, that he cut on day one, right? Folks, big changes need to be made. We need to find a way to guarantee these projects to these companies no matter what. And I think Trump, if anybody, would be the man to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of change coming to this country, and all of it is needed. All of it is needed. But we cannot give up. We've got to keep fighting. We've got to keep supporting our president. We've got to keep making noise out here and standing for what we believe in, ladies and gentlemen. I've noticed over on TikTok, again, you guys know I'm not big on the tickety talk. I've noticed over on TikTok that there has been a strong increase in Republicans over there. And I don't know if that's the gen pop. That's what it seems to be, is the general population has had a large increase in common sense at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly fear, and I don't even say this hyperbolically, I mean every word I'm about to say. I truly fear that this could actually be the end of the Republican Party. Right? Maybe, maybe not, folks. I hope it's not. I hope the party gets its act together and comes up with something that's actually good. Because right now they've got nothing. They've got nobody to run. They've got no strong ideas. Their ideology is completely backwards from anything the American people want or believe in or agree with. There may not be a Democrat Party left after all this, folks, but remember, they did it to themselves. Remember, when you go to the polls, what party did their best to hurt you every single day? What party wanted to steal your money and send it overseas? What party wanted to take your kids and do horrible, horrible things to them? It wasn't the Republican Party, folks. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Jerry Hicks. This is the Jerry Hicks Show. You can find us on BitChute. Make sure you guys subscribe over there on BitChute. You can find us on Rumble. Make sure you're also subscribing over on Rumble. as well as YouTube. You guys know we're always over on the YouTubes. And then, of course, last but not least, you can find snippets of our show. If you want to share out small pieces, perhaps we'll have the piece you're looking for over on the Tickety Talk. With that said, folks, my name's Jerry Hicks. This has been the Jerry Hicks Show. And remember, until next we meet, stay awake, but dare to dream. Stand strong, Patriots.